Hi everybody, this is Debbie from the Shop at Threads. Welcome back to my channel. And if you haven't been here before, we welcome you to our channel. Today what I'm going to be doing is a sweatshirt, a white one, for Mardi Gras. So I already hooped the sweatshirt. I already put my stabilizers and hooped it because I did that on another video. And on the screen here, it's showing the design that I will be doing. It's turned backwards because that's the way we're going to stitch this sweatshirt out, is backwards. The bottom of the sweatshirt is going to be facing the back of the machine. Okay, so I just scanned it just now. I'm on a PR670E Brothers machine. I scanned it. Everything looks good there. So now that I scanned it, I'm going to go to the next step, which is changing my threads. I've got green, gold, and purple. So my green is on number 2. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go right here, which is changing the threads. Green is number 2. Okay, gold is number 6. And then purple is number 3. Okay, I color sorted this the best that I could because there are some stitching, some of the stitch out has to come before another color, so it kind of, you can't group everything together sometimes. So anyway, black is on number 1 back there. Hopefully I'll have enough on that spool to cover this design. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to continue on doing the numbers. And then after this, let's see here. Okay, we got 1, that's number 2, 3. A lot of color changes still, but there was no avoiding that this time. Okay. All right, so let me double check it just to be sure we're good here. 1, 2, 3, 2, 6. I always double check just in case. And my husband was walking down the hallway getting ready to come in here, and I kind of shooshed him away, so kind of lost my little concentration there for a second. Anyway, okay, that's all set. Okay, and now our stitch out time. This is a long stitch out. And the reason for that is because on my design, I have like Mardi Gras beads, okay? They're little beads that I'm stitching out. So that's going to take a little bit of time in itself. Yeah, so this is a long stitch out, but it's going to be cute when it's done. All right, so let me go ahead and get started here. Sorry for my pup barking too. I'm not sure why that's going on. All right, I always stand by the machine just in case something kind of goes haywire when you first start out. You have the chance to stop that machine as quick as you can. Okay. Well, that's weird. Oh, that's just the way the color is coming out in there. All right, so it's going to do all the green beads first, which is fair. It's fine. But we're not going to keep you on for the whole hour watching the stitch out. I do that with all the videos. I mean, how boring will that be? So we're just getting started here. Now the purple that you see on the sweatshirt here, I use disappearing ink. I like it. A lot of times it doesn't disappear on its own, so you have to spray it with water. But once you do that and you dab it, and I dab it with a paper towel, I kind of blot it. It works out just fine. Okay, so we will be back as soon as we get going, get halfway through this. Okay guys, just wanted to quickly let you know that I realized after I had gotten this going that I could have made this a very, cut my time down with the stitch out had I done a straight run, meaning without tying in, tying out on the machine, which is a little time consuming. So I will have to fix that as a pattern because I plan on selling these as patterns. So I'm gonna have to fix that, but I didn't realize till after I got it, I'm like, why would that be an hour stitch out? Well, there's my answer to that, but so I fixed that after we're all said and done. This is my test stitch out anyways. Not too worried about it. Like I said, it's something I can fix. All right, we'll be back. Okay, we're 20 minutes into the stitch out and everything's rolling along really good. So this again, let me kind of let you know how I did this sweatshirt. I always use, with my sweatshirts, doesn't matter what brand it is, 3 stabilizers, 2 on the inside underneath this area here. I use a mesh cutaway and a tearaway. And then on the surface of the sweatshirt right here, I use the water soluble. Okay. So we'll be back. Okay, everybody, we are halfway through our stitch out. A little more than halfway, actually. So yeah, coming along, everything's looking good, and I will be back. I just wanted to share with everybody something I just bought a couple days ago. This tool is the bomb, okay? It truly is. It actually is the reverse of sucking things out. It blows things out. So if you use one of those aerosol spray cans that, you know, does the freezing and it sprays out, you'll like this much better. And from a cost standpoint, eventually, much cheaper to go this route. It's very powerful. And I use it on my keyboard. And I used it today to clean out any lint. A lot of little chunks came out, which really surprised me because I always clean every day inside of my bobbin case. But this thing really works well. I don't know if you can hear it because the machine is going. But it has a light on it so you can see, you know, like if it's a dark area, you can see the light shines on it. But I'll put a link below if you're interested in it. This is a wonderful, wonderful tool to have. So yeah, like I said, I'll put a link. Okay, everybody, we have another 5 minutes to go on our stitch out. So yeah, just about done. I'm pleased with the pattern overall. There's a couple things I'm going to change in the digitizing that I discovered that could be better and cut down on time. And when I say that, I could say probably a good 10 to 15 minutes cut down on time. So it's always best when you make a pattern for embroidery and you're doing your first stitch out, I would sit right at that machine like I do and watch every single thing that the machine is doing to see what you need to change to make it better. Could be something minor, could be something a little more than that. But that's what I typically will do. And I can see where things should be differently by watching the stitch out. So it's always good to do that. And it's always good to do your first stitch out on some type of cruddy fabric that you're not going to use. I'm confident enough that I think my patterns, I go ahead and I do it on my original, or like my sweatshirt, because I'm pretty confident in my digitizing. Like I say, anything can go wrong, so, it's preference. If you feel more comfortable doing it on like a felt piece or something, you know, for your first time, do it. But this one, I do see a couple of things that I need to change. Overall, I love the pattern. We'll be back. Okay, everyone, this is another done sweatshirt. So I'm going to take it off the hoop. Like I said, I'm real pleased with the pattern in general. However, there are some changes I need to make some of the stitching time go down, and I'm not sure why I didn't discover that earlier, but I didn't. So those things happen occasionally. Don't be hard on yourself if you make a few things not so perfect. That's where you learn and you make the next one more perfect. I used to be very hard on myself when I would make things, and if it didn't turn out exactly perfect the first time, every time, I would be very hard on myself. And guess what? I have learned not to do that. It's like, okay, yeah, I'll learn a lesson off of that, not to do it that way, but it happens, and I'm glad I learned. So do not be hard on yourself. Little story, I'm gonna do these later. I don't want to tie up your time trying to get the, not that it really is going to be that difficult, because I use the tip, like I said, of the seam ripper to get that off. But anyway, just wanted to take it out to show you so that you can get a good idea of what it looks like. And let me put this down here. Underneath, I've got the tearaway. Let me just tear that off, because I hate that stiffness. And then it'd be a little more softer to show you. And again, this here, the tails that are left behind from the stitch out, I just take the clippers. I have a peanut, being I was in the hair industry. I bought another one, and so this peanut by Wall, I go in there and I just boom, 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 get them off. It beats the cutting time. Just don't go in straight like this, you know, like you're gonna take some of your stitches, and possibly it takes a lot of pressure, but you don't want to hurt any of the stitches that you just did. So you want to just very lightly, you know, hit the top of it, go in all directions, because if you don't, you're going to miss a couple tails. Okay. All right, that should wrap the tails up on this. As you can see, I'm turning it because threads don't go always in the same direction when they're stitching out. So, all right, I got that. We got the, I got to get more tearaway off, but I just wanted to show you guys the end results in a more relaxed state of the sweatshirt. Okay. Now, I have a little bit of hoop burn, just a tiny bit. Nothing that a little bit of water won't get. And I still have where I used my ink, just dissolving ink marker. So I'm just going to take some water and spray that a little bit and pat it, and it'll be gone. But the overall, I really liked it. I really like this pattern, and again, some changes with the stitch out. I've got to take and change a little bit in here because I don't know what happened. I ended up putting the purple down last, and that's not how I usually will digitize. So for whatever reason that happened, no clue. Anyway, here we go. That's the pattern. Hope you guys like it. I love it. I'm going to do it even in children's sizes. So the next one that I'm going to be doing is going to be, which one will I do? Ooh, I did a Valentine's. Then I'm going to do St. Patty's Day next. That one I really, really like. I don't know what it is about it, whether it's the lettering or something, but I love it. So stay tuned. We're going to go through each different season, or each holiday, shall I say, or fun day. with different types of sweatshirts. But again, we're going to also get into a little bit more about other subjects. One being, let me poke my head in here and say hi. I said, I look like the wind's blown me in the last few days with the holidays and how busy I was. I just hadn't had time for me. Anyway, I don't know if any of you do craft fairs, but I'm going to be getting into what you will need if you're going to do a craft fair. Now, I did them for several years back years ago. I did a lot of big juried shows. It wasn't with the embroidery. It was other stuff that I used to make. So I will get into what you need for a craft show, what to avoid if you're going to do one. Now, we just did our last one, which was in September, and it was called Schaumburg September Fest. And that was a big show. It was a juried show, and it was our first time. We live in the area, but it was our first time doing that show. And I had gone there, you know, as a patron, customer, whatever you want to call it, for many, many years. I mean, it's like 52 or 53 years they've been doing it. And it's always very big. They have good headliners and bands and whatever else. It's huge. So long story short, we decided to do the show this year, and success, let's just put it that way. It's a good way to get yourself out there to your local community about your services if you're looking to, broaden your business. Even if you want to stay like more locally, just to get some local people that might need your service. But that's what we did, and I'm actually going to be signing up soon to go back into that show, because that's how long it can take to for them to decide. They have a lot of vendors that are on their list. It's hard to get into the show, but we made the cut this last year. I was very excited about that. But yeah, we did a whole bunch of things. And holidays were coming up, so it made it better. What I didn't sell on, in the craft show, I was able to sell online. So if you go on Etsy or you go on, you have your own website, whatever the case may be, I'm telling you, it's a good jump start for you. Let me show you. These are just a few of the bins that I have from the September show left. I have like another 4, and towels, sweatshirts, you name it. So those will go up on my website. So it's never going to be where it's a waste to do it if you're going to, have a website, or you're going to do it up on Etsy. Now, here's the other thing I have. Now, I do a lot of hats. Okay, so these are leftover. I've got knitted hats with embroidery. Love these cases. I'm going to be going through everything that I have that I store my stuff in. These are hat cases, specifically for baseball hats. So I use them for the baseball and for the knitted caps. And I have probably 10 of them. And they hold anywhere from 40 to 45 caps. Okay? I mean, I'm constantly doing hats. Those are big sellers. So anyway, we'll go through all that. We're going to start, doing a lot more subjects, not just stitching out. But now that the holidays are over, I can focus a little bit better on things. So anyways, you guys, I want to thank you for stopping in to see the video. Hope your New Year's started off in a good direction. Ours has gone pretty good. Unfortunately, we lost a couple of friends, in December. Always sad to lose anybody. It doesn't matter how close you are in relationship or not. Just sad to see people having to cross, Anyway, that's about that. And then we'll chat with you guys soon. Have a great day. Bye-bye.